Here we have the 15-minute price chart for NVIDIA Corporation, stock ticker NVDA. Here we can see that the stock continues to push higher. There have been a lot of bearish calls in the financial news media. I've seen a lot of similar types of sentiments expressed in some of the comments for prior videos. But as we can see here, um, any of these potential bearish price patterns, have been invalidated. They're really, even if I attempt to come up with a bearish argument for what is going on with this stock, every time I try to do this, these price patterns just become invalidated very quickly in upcoming trading sessions. In a prior video, somebody was trying to point to, this price zone here as a potential bear flag pattern, but I mean, what kind of a flag looks like that? I mean, it makes absolutely no sense. A better attempt at trying to call a top here would have been to describe this formation as a head and shoulders pattern. We can see this did not play out at all. You've got resistance breaking at the right shoulder here. What this really was this a sideways consolidation trading period, followed by a period of tremendous rallies. I mean, this stock has taken off this year like a rocket. In ways that we really haven't seen with other stocks before. I mean, Nvidia has really been an outlier here in terms of even stock market history. I mean, the amount of market cap that we have seen added to this stock this year has just been completely astronomical. Very impressive to say the least. So, if we look at what's really going on here, if we just kind of pull out to the longer term trading ranges here, we can see that the stock needed to have a bit of a corrective decline, followed by a period of sideways consolidation before resuming its broader uptrend. I mean, we can see where the majority of the momentum rests here. It's clearly in the positive direction. There's no question about that. I mean, if anybody wants to try to call this a bearish event here, this uptrend here, I'd really like to hear the argument. And these types of trading environments need to consolidate and correct themselves from time to time. This is clearly what's going on here. There is no bear flag pattern here, and there's not even a head and shoulders pattern. I mean, even if I'm trying to come up with a bearish argument, these arguments tend to be eroded very quickly. So, if we're looking down here at the indicator reading, we can see that the uptrend momentum in share price action, the underlying share price action remains positive. We've even got some, a bit of a bullish trend within the bullish trend, so to speak. We can see two different uptrend lines here that suggests that even if we were to give way in this upper trend momentum here, we would still probably fall back toward a support zone with this underlying longer term trend momentum reading. So it's interesting to see that these people that make these arguments suddenly disappear after they're proven wrong. People don't admit when they're wrong. They don't admit when they're wrong, and I don't think these people really acknowledge being wrong. To be completely honest, but it's very clear here that the upside trading activity, just continues to march forward, and we do have to look for some potential resistance zones to try to find out. To try to identify some areas where we might start to see a slowdown in price momentum. I mean, it is inevitable at some point. So, here we can see that if we continue to look at this dominant trend here, I'm defining this dominant trend as the posting at the June 20 price highs, which came in at 140.76, and then extending this trend movement, this bear wave movement, to the June 24th lows, which posted at 118.04. Fairly substantial price move here to the downside. And we're now looking at Fibonacci retracement levels to sort of identify where there could be a bit of a turnaround here. I've outlined some prior levels here. I've called a bit of attention to the 618 retracement, which came in just above 132, but we've broken above that as well. So we've currently broken above the 23.6% fib retracement, 38.2% fib retracement, which came in just above 126. the 50% retracement, which was just below 130. And now we're trading, well above the 618 retracement, which came in just above 132. So currently, the only fib retracement level that we have left would be the 786, the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement, which comes just above 135.80. So we're pressuring this area at the moment. I mean, currently we can see highs posting highs of 135.09. So we're relatively close. We're relatively close here. I mean, that does not mean that we're going to get there this trading session. It does look like we're starting to roll over here a bit. The candles themselves are kind of shrinking in size, and this does suggest that we might start to flatten out here a bit. It will be interesting to see what happens once we reach these moving average lines here. This yellow line is the 20-period exponential moving average. The way that things are kind of looking here, I don't really expect this level to hold. I would probably wait for more of a move lower to this orange line here, which is the 50-period exponential moving average. Currently, there really isn't anything here suggesting, that a top is imminent or that the stock is ready to reverse lower. We really haven't even reached the next resistance level, because we will need to see prices move to just below 135.90. Before we get there, and even then, there's not much there to suggest that this will be the final turnaround point for the stock. There's no historical level here that's of major significance. We don't have any moving average resistance up in this area. We still have an indicator reading, an underlying indicator reading, which suggests that the underlying share price momentum remains positive, and there are multiple levels to that trend. There's very little here to suggest that a turnaround is likely to happen here. And I wonder why a lot of these people are making these types of predictions or projections. I mean, is it because you just want to kind of throw an idea out there and maybe it's right, and then maybe you get to claim that you are right in the event that the stopped clock is right twice a day and you just happen to be right that time. It doesn't make a lot of sense, and it doesn't. This is not how you trade the market. You don't just make these kind of random guesses. You don't trade things based on feeling or sentiment. You have to you have to try to keep things as objective as possible, and just look at what's going on in the share price itself. What is actually happening in the chart? So, currently there is nothing happening in this chart which suggests that a turnaround is imminent. We do have a potential slowdown point here just below 135.90. But if we break through there, my next expectation would be for a full retracement of this entire move. I would expect all of these losses to be recovered, which suggests a move back above 140 for NVIDIA Corporation, stock ticker NVDA.